Alrighty folks, time to get back on track here with some new music. And today we've got Owlbear, Feather and Claw. This is the second release from these guys, formed in 2020. It says they were formed on the internet. I know the guitar player is from Connecticut. And I think the singer is from Pennsylvania. Band shot right there. I don't know why there's only 3 of them there. Leona Hayward on bass, Estee Slaughter on drums, which is not, she's not pictured here. Jeff Taft on guitar, and then Katy Scary on vocals. So yeah, this is their second release, formed in 2020. First release came out in 2023. They did have an internet-only release that had 3 cover tunes on it called Legends and Lore that came out in 2024. And then we get Feather and Claw here, 2025. Now I pre-ordered this thing probably like in October or November last year. And it was supposed to be out at the end of February this year. And then, so like at the beginning of May, I contacted them to find out what was going on. And they said they were having factory issues and it was delayed. So here we are, another 5-6 weeks after that. Finally showed up. So first off here, we get As Arrows Hail. You get a good guitar intro on this one. Rapid fire delivery. Approaches speed metal. A lot of songs approach speed metal on this album. Don't really get there. This song actually has a little Iron Flame vibe to it. Good guitar harmonies. Drummer really busy behind the kit, but he and the bass player, both, the entire rhythm section, kind of buried in the mix for the whole album. Maybe it's because she's too busy. Shadow of the Dragon's your next one. Another cool guitar intro. This album, to me, sounds a lot brighter than Chaos of the Realm. That one had kind of a more dirty US power metal feel to it. This one kind of has a brighter, not happy, but more of a European power metal feel to it. Like early Halloween type feel, not sound. Yeah, especially on the lots of vocal harmonies on this album, layered vocals. A lot of them sound like it's just a singer that's layered, so I don't know. Nobody else is credited with like backing vocals on the album, so I don't know if anybody else is actually singing. Crawl from the Carcass is your next one. Slow mid-paced cruncher on this one. You get some gang vocals on the chorus here, and there is definitely a male voice in there, so I don't know if that's guest vocalist or the guitarist. Like I said, nobody's credited with backing vocals, not that I could see. I mean, if you could see this, I mean, look at that print. I had to put readers on and hold it underneath a light to be able to read that. So yeah, gang vocals on the chorus on this one. Smoking guitar solo on this one. Your next track's called Altar of Earth. Get a good gallop on this one. Singer's got a shouty snarl on this one. It sounds very reminiscent of like Bruce Dickinson's vocal delivery on No Prayer for the Dying. Blazing guitar harmonies on this one. You get a Dave Murray-esque solo on this one. Then your next track is called Song of the Grey Witch. Finally get a mellow intro on this one. It's got another Maiden style riff on this one, but this one's more Power Slave era. Your bass finally stands out on this track. You get good guitar vocals, guitar and vocal harmonies throughout the song. Then your next track, Hawk Riders of the Wastes. You're starting to hear this guy, Jeff Taft. I think I may have called him Tate before, but I'm pretty sure it's Jeff Taft. He definitely went to it's Taft. He definitely went through to the Dave Murray school of guitar soloing. He's got a very Dave Murray type sound to his soloing. You get some more layered vocals throughout the song. Very European power metal feel to this song. And then you get like a gang type galley chorus, like they're in a ship's galley, chanting on the outro. Wild Shape is your next tune. This one has more of a skull fist feel to it. And like halfway through the song, you get this fiery guitar solo. And then it goes into these guitar harmonies, and then it goes into these dueling lightning speed solos, and you get the bass and the drums holding it down the whole time. So like the last half of the track is just guitars going crazy, whether they're harmonizing or dueling or soloing. So that one's probably my favorite track. That one's called Wild Shape. Devastation Be My Name is your next track. Slow guitar intro on this one. It goes into a crunchy riff. Then you get a good guitar solo. Then it goes into this chugging riff. Your vocals are starting to sound a little samey on here as far as the vocal delivery. That layered sound. Blood Silver is your next one. Another speedy type number. It's starting to sound a little similar here to some of the other tracks. Let me take a look here real quick. I want to say, yeah, it's almost 46-minute album, maybe running a little long at this point. But then your last track, I'm talking about stuff getting a little samey, and then on your last track, it's called The Fall of Netheril. Finally, a slower paced number. Very echoey, ethereal vocal delivery on this one. Goes into a mid-paced type number, very epic chorus. There's also a spoken word part in here from Estee Slaughter, the guitar drummer. Then the pace kind of quickens after that spoken word, and then it goes into the echoey, ethereal vocals again before you get this kind of mid-paced crunch. Good guitar solo on the outro. So, like I said, it is a little, I would say it's not quite as beastly as the debut. Maybe a little bit of a step down, in my opinion. Like I said, the debut had more of a US power metal feel to it, whereas this one has kind of a more European power metal feel to it. I prefer the US power metal feel. It does run a little long. It does get a little samey in spots, but the vocals are really good. The guitar soloing is really good. There's 3 guest guitarists on here also that help out with the soloing. Like I said, the drummer really busy. Bass player, whenever you can hear her, she's good. The drummer is all over the place. Why she's buried in the mix, if that was done on purpose or not, why her picture isn't on the album, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But the production is really good. I forgot to mention too that it was let me see, produced, mixed, and mastered by Katy Scary, also the singer. So I imagine she probably writes all the songs too. So yeah, it's still a really good album. I'm gonna give it 8.25 out of 10. Maybe it doesn't quite hit the lofty heights of the debut, but it's still really solid and a really good album. Another solid effort from Owlbear, Feather and Claw, 8.25 out of 10. You guys have a good one.